So this one number 8 here. They ask you to find the integers a and b lah. So a is this one, b is this one. Okay. Notice that 5 times 2 you get 10, right? So 10 to the power of 3 is actually 5 to the power of 3 multiplied with 2 to the power of 3. So a is, when you compare, a is actually 3, b is also 3. Let's look at b. 10a divided by 5b, you will get 2 to the power of 6 multiplied with this one. Okay. 10 is still 5 times 2. So 10 to the power of a should be 5 to the power of a multiplied with 2 to the power of a. Let's simplify it lah. Okay, we arrange it so that 5 and 5 will be together. Okay, so we already learned before this month. So if x to the power of a divided by x to the power of b is actually equals to the subtraction of the two powers, a minus b. So this one 5a minus b multiplied with 2a equals to 2 to the power of 6 multiplied with 5 to the power of 2. So you should know that a minus b is actually equals to 2, and then a equals to 6. So we already know that a equals to 6 so we just substitute here. 6 minus b you get 2. So b should be 6 minus 2 equals to 4. And then let's look at number 9. Write each of the following in its simplest form. Okay. So set 72 see how you can separate it. So you can, 72 is actually 6 times 12, and then 12 can be separated further. 6 times 6 times 2. So set 6 square because 2 times more, and then multiply by set 2. So set and square, this one you get 6 and then 2. It has the simplest form. B, both also set 2. So this one is actually 2 plus 5, you get 7 set 2 as your final answer. C, 32 and 128. Okay, so set 32 is actually, we know that 32 is actually 2 to the power of 5. So this one is set 2 to the power of 5 plus with. Okay, let's look again for C. This one we try to see 32 and 128. What are their common factors? The highest common factor. So this one you might get 2, 16, and then this one 64. Okay, so should 16, square root of 16 should be 4. and then Surd 2 we copy back down lor. Plus with square root of 64, you should get 8 and then Surd 2. So 4 plus 8, you should get 12 square root of 2 as your final answer. Let's see this one for donkey. 1, 1, 2 and 28. Okay. Okay. Notice that this one is actually 7 times 16. While this one is 7 times 4 lah. Okay. So 3 multiply with Surd 7 we put behind lah, because it will be easier for us ma. So Surd 16, Surd 7 minus 2 multiply with Surd 4, Surd 7. Okay, Surd 16 or you can say square root of 16 is actually 4 ma. So 3 multiply with 4 multiply with square root of 7 minus 2. This one should be 2 also, and then square root of 7. 3 times 4, 12 Surd 7 minus 4 Surd 7. Final answer you should get 8 Surd, not 8, 7 as your final answer. Okay. Express each of the following as the square root of a single number. Okay. Two. We know that 2 if we want to put square root we can write it like that lah. 2 equals to square root and then plus square, like that. So 2 square and then square root of 5. So this one 2 square should be square root of 4 multiply with square root of 5. So we know that if both surds or square root if they are like that, means that they are multiplying ma. This one if both also square root the terms inside the square roots can be multiplied together. So this one should be a times b. So this one is actually 4 times 5. You should get Surd 20 as your final answer. Okay. 3 Surd 7 square root. So this one should be square root of 3 square multiply with square root of 7 and then square root of 9 multiply with square root of 7. 9 times 7 you should get 63. Okay. C. Same method. Square root of 9 square multiply with square root of 2. Square root of 81 multiply with square root of 2. So 81 times 2 you should get square root of 162 as your final answer. Let's try D. Surd 6 square multiply with Surd 3 and then Surd 36 times Surd 3. 36 times 3 you should get 108 as your final answer. Okay. Write each of the following in the form of A, Surd B, where A and B are integers, and B is as small as possible. Okay. So let's see. Okay. This one, we know that the smallest one for this one can be Surd 2 lor. So 72 if you divide it by 2 you should get 36. So square root of 2 times square root of 36 over 64. Surd 2 you cannot further simplify lah. But Surd 36 is actually 6 over 64. So 6 Surd 2 over 64. 6 divided by 64, we should get, because both also can be divided by 2 ma. So you get 3 here, 32. So your final answer should be 3 Surd 2 over 32. Okay, and then after that, let's try B. Okay, 75. It can actually be Surd 25 multiplied with Surd 3. Okay. So let's see. If we put Surd 25 times Surd 3 and then over 16. Surd 25 is actually 5 though, and then Surd 3 copy back down over 16. If it cannot be further simplified, then this will be your final answer. So actually to check the final answer, you can just straight away press this whole thing into the calculator and then press equal. Then if your final answer is not this, then you have to try again. So let's see for C. Okay, this one should be 18. We know that 18, if we try to get the smallest one as the smallest number as possible for the square root, the other one should be 9 though, because 9 times 2 you get 18 ma. So Surd 9 times Surd 2 over 8, and then Surd 9 is actually 3. Surd 2 over 8. This one would be our final answer. Okay, 32. If you divide it by 2, this one you get 16. So 16 multiplied with Surd 2 over 144. So Surd 16 is actually 4, and then Surd 2 over 144. 4 can actually divide it by 144 lor. So this one, in the end, you should get Surd 2 over 36 as your final answer. Okay. Let's see. Number 12. Simplify the following by collecting like terms. Means that this one and this one should be together. And then this one and this one should be together. Means the ones with the square root and square root, and then whole number, whole number. So this one, we just try to rearrange it first. 2 2 plus with 6 no plus surd 3 plus 3 surd 3. 2 plus 6 you get 8, and then positive plus this one surd 3 plus 3 surd 3. This one is actually just like x plus 3x. You just combine them together, so you should get 4x. So here 4 surd 3. This one will be your final answer. Okay. B. Notice that outside the bracket you have a number. So you have to multiply both terms with the number outside to open the bracket. So 5 times surd 2, 5 surd 2. 5 times 1, positive 5. Negative 3 times 1, minus 3. Negative, positive 3 times surd 2, 3 surd 2. Rearrange it. So 5 surd 2 plus 3 surd 2. 5 minus 3 plus 2. And then 5 plus 3, 8 surd 2 plus 2. This one will be your final answer. Let's move on to the next page. Okay, question 13 is expand and simplify. So expand means we have to remove all those brackets, remove all those powers. Powers. Okay, so let's see A. To remove the bracket, this one is actually easy lor. First term, second term, third term, fourth term. So 1 3 1 4 2 3 2 4. So 1 times 3 you get 25, and then 1 times 4, positive, negative. 5 surd 5, and then positive 5, surd 5 and 5 you get 5 times surd 5 and then positive, negative. Surd 5 times surd 5. This one you will actually get 5. Why? Because we know that x, if both the powers are xa times xb equals to xa plus b. Okay, and then we also know that if it's square root means that the power is 1 over 2. So if the power 1 over 2 multiply with 1 over 2, you get 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2, eventually get 1. So 1 we don't write 1 more, so we straight write x. That's why we get 5. So further simplify it, negative, positive can cancel out each other, so you will get 25 minus 5. Final answer should be 20. Okay, let's look at B. This one we have to times open bracket So 6 surd 2 plus surd 2 times surd 2, you get 2. This one will be your final answer. Okay, so now I would like you to pause for 5 minutes to try C and D. Okay, seems that you are done. So C, let's open up the bracket first. So this one should be 6 times 6, you get 36. And then 6 times surd 3 times 2, so you will get plus 12 surd 3 plus surd 3 times surd 3, you will get 3. Further simplify it, 36 plus 3, 39 plus 12 Surd 3. This one will be our final answer. Let's look at D. Notice that this one minus and plus. So we already learned before this if x square minus a square, this one is actually x plus a, x minus a. So it's the same in this case, no? So this one should be 5 square minus 2 Surd 2 square. And then simplify it. 25 square, you get 25. Minus this one, 4 Surd 2, if you square it out, you will get 2. Further simplify it, 4 times 2, you get 8. So 25 minus 8, you should get 13 as your final answer. Okay, let's look at number 14. Rationalize the denominator. Give each answer in its simplest form. So this one, to rationalize things means that we remove square roots from denominator. So let's look at A. It's over here. So how should we rationalize it? 1, we multiply it with the square root of Surd 5 over Surd 5. Why should we multiply like that? You can straight away multiply 1 over Surd 5 1 to straight away remove this one. But cannot, because this whole thing should be equals to 1. So if down here is Surd 5, up here also Surd 5. So 1 times Surd 5, you get Surd 5, and then over Surd 5 times Surd 5, you get 5. This one will be your final answer. So this one you know, if the square root of Surd is 1 over square root of a, you can use Surd a over Surd a. Okay, let's look at B. This one, it's still here, so we multiply it with Surd 3. So Surd 3 over Surd 3. Okay, 3 times Surd 3, you get 3 Surd 3 over, this one you should get 3. 3 can be divided by 3, so the answer should be Surd 3. Okay, C. Notice that this one, the Surd is still there at the denominator, but you have the other term. So for this kind of situation, Surd a plus or minus b. So this one, you multiply with 1 over Surd a minus or plus b. So this one, if this one here, this sign here is minus, we multiply it with Surd 6 plus 2. Here also same. Surd 6 plus 2. The sign have to be opposite. So 1 times this whole thing, just copy back down. Surd 6 plus 2 over. Okay, Surd 6 times Surd 6. Oh, never mind, I write like that. Set 6 minus 2 multiply with set 6 plus 2. Here, one multiply with set 6 plus 2. So, set 6 times set 6, you get 6. And then 6, set 6 times 2, plus and minus lah. So this one is plus 2 set 6 minus 2 set 6. This one plus minus minus lah. And then 2 times 2 you get 4. So the up one, and then you simplify it. So plus minus, this one cut. So 6 minus 2 you get minus 4 you get 2. And then up here is set 6 plus 2. So this will be your final answer. Okay. Actually for D, it's the same thing lah. C plus or minus actually we don't really care about this part. We only care about the numerator. So let's say lah, this one is A plus or minus set B. So we have to use A minus or plus set B to rationalize it. So this one, we multiply it with 3 plus set 2 over 3 plus set 2. So 5 plus set 2 bracket 3 plus set 2 over 3 minus set 2 bracket 3 plus set 2. So 5 times 3, 15. 5 times set 2 plus 5 set 2. Set 2 times 3 plus 3 set 2. Set 2 times set 2 plus 2 over 3 times 3, 9, plus or minus. Actually from C already learned can actually cancel each other. So we can straight away ignore it and then set 2. This one plus minus minus. Set 2 times set 2, 2. Or you can write the full form lor. So 9, and then after that plus 3 set 2 minus 3 set 2 minus 2. So simplify it, you should get 17 plus 8 set 2 over 7. That's your final answer. Okay, so number 15 write the following in the form of A plus B set C. C is an integer, A and B is rational number. So integer means no decimals, no fractions. Rational number, they contain decimals, contains fraction. But this one we call it as recurring decimals because this kind of decimals can actually be converted into fractions. So let's see. This one, notice that here you have the set or square root over here, so we have to rationalize it in order to achieve this form. So Let's try and see. This one, to rationalize it, you have to look at here ma. So this one is 2 minus surd 3. So we have to multiply it with 2 plus the opposite sign lah, surd 3. Up there also same lor, 2 plus surd 3. So 7 plus surd 3 bracket 2 plus surd 3. Down here, 2 minus surd 3, 2 plus surd 3. So 7 times 2, 14. 7 times surd 3 plus 7 surd 3. Surd 3 times 2 plus 2 surd 3. Surd 3 times surd 3 plus 3. Over 2 times 2, 4. And then negative positive ma. So you can straight away ignore it lah. And then this one eventually you will get 4 minus 3. So 14 plus 3, 17. 7 plus 2 plus 9 surd 3 over 1. So the 1 you can ignore. The final answer should be 17 plus 9 surd 3 as your final answer. Okay. So let's look at B. We always look at here. There's a square root over here, so I have to remove it by rationalizing it. So this one is surd 3 minus 1. So to rationalize it, 3 surd 3, this one I copy back down first. Surd 3 minus 1. We multiply it with surd 3 plus 1. Up here also the same lor. So 3 surd 3 multiply with surd 3 plus 1. Down here, surd 3 minus 1 bracket surd 3 plus 1. Okay. Simplify surd 3 times surd 3, 3. And then negative positive ma. We already know that this one is actually equals to surd 3 square minus 1 square. So 3 minus 1 lor. Okay, up here, open bracket, this one have to be multiplied by this one and this one. So 3 times 3 surd 3 times surd 3. So you should get 3, 3 plus 3 surd 3. Okay, simplify it. So this one you should get 9, and then this one you should get plus 3 surd 3. Okay, over 3 minus 1, 2. Notice that this one is we already rationalize it, but still got fraction. Here we want it to be as like that. The first and second term has to be separated. So this one is single fraction ma. So we separate them. So 9 over 2 plus 3 over 2 surd 3 should be your final answer. Okay, so that's all for this page. Okay, so let's look at the last page. Okay, number 16. Work out the length of AB. Answer the simplest surd form. Answer in the simplest surd form. Okay, so this one, notice that this one is a right angle triangle. So this one, whenever you see right angle triangle, you relate it to Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem is the hypotenuse lah here. We write it as AB. AB square is actually equals to AC square plus BC square. Okay, so to find AB, we have to remove this square sign. So to remove the square, we have to square root both sides. So AB square, we square root this side and the right hand side. So when there's square root and square, it will cancel out each other. So AB equals to this one. Why can't this one be cancelled also? Because here got plus sign. So if there's plus sign, you don't know the exact value yet. So you have to still remain it. Okay, so we already know that this one is the formula to find AB. But we have to substitute the AC and BC into this formula. So BC is actually square root of 6 minus Surd 2 square plus AC is 6 plus Surd 2 square. Okay, so this one, when you see plus and minus and then square one lah, let's say I write like that lah. X plus A square. This one, you should get, the first term is always x squared. And then plus 2 times A times x. And then after that, the third term is A squared. So this one will make it easier for you, faster for you while doing the maths here. So this one, 36, you still have to write down the bracket because to avoid mistakes lah. So 36 minus 2 times 6 times Surd 2, 12 Surd 2, and then negative positive 2, and then plus 36 plus 12 Surd 2 plus 2. Okay. Simplify it. You can actually open the bracket lah, because here is plus. So this one you should get 36 plus 2, because we move the square root and square root together, and then plus 36 again plus 2 again, and then minus 12 Surd 2 plus 12 Surd 2 square root. Okay, negative positive can be cancelled out, so cut. Okay, 36 plus 2 times plus 36 plus 2, so this one you should get Surd or square root of 76. This one, simplest Surd form. This one is Surd, but still not simplest yet. So let's see, 76, this one can be actually be converted to Surd 4 times Surd 19. So Surd 4, Surd 19. 19 is prime number, so it cannot be further divided. 4 can be square root lah. So this one, square root of 4 is actually 2. And then copy back down, Surd 19. So this one will be your final answer. Okay. AB is actually 2 Surd 19 loh. Okay, let's look at 17. A rectangle has sides of length the length is x cm, and then 2x cm, and then the diagonal is 15 cm. Okay, so if we draw okay, so let's say this one is a rectangle and then here is x. Here is 2x, and then diagonal means this one, this corner to this corner. This one is 15 cm. Okay. Use Pythagoras theorem to find the exact value of x in its simplest surd form. So this one we still use back the Pythagoras theorem lor. So this one 15 cm is the hypotenuse, the longest side of the right angle triangle. So 15 is actually 15 square is equals to x squared plus 2x squared. So this one combine them lor. 15 square you should get 225, yeah. X squared plus 2x squared, 3x squared. Okay, you can switch the sides first for you to easier to answer lah. So 3x squared equals to 225. X squared equals to this one. We move to the other side. So this one 225 over 3. And then to remove the square side, we have to square both sides ma. So square root of 225 over 3. Okay, so this one is actually like that. If square root like that this one is actually square root of a over square root of b. So square root of 225 over square root of 3. You should get 15 over square root of 3 lah. And then we have to rationalize it because the surd is at the denominator there. So this one, you multiply it with surd 3 over surd 3 lor. Okay, so 15 times surd 3 over surd 3 times surd 3, you get 3. Further simplified, 15 can be divided by 3 to get 5, and then surd 3 copy back down. This one will be your final answer. Okay, after we know that x is actually equals to 5 surd 3 centimeter, they ask you to work out the area of rectangle. So area of rectangle is actually the length times width ma. So this one length is 2x, and then multiply with the width x. So this one should be 2x squared. Substitute in the x lor. So 2 times 5 surd 3 square. So in this case we cannot multiply the 2 with the 5 surd 3 first. We have to open up the bracket, the square first. So 2, 5 square, 25, and then surd 3 times surd 3 means surd 3 square lah, equals to 3. So 2 times 75, you get 150 cm square as your final answer. Okay, number 18. An isosceles triangle has sides of length surd 5 cm, surd 5 cm, and surd 2 cm. So 2. Okay, let's say this is a triangle. This side and this side is the same. So set 5, set 5. Here, set 2. Work out the height. So the height should be over here. This should be the height. Okay. So this one is still the Pythagoras theorem. So the hypotenuse in this case is set 5. And then this one, if we make it as if we make it as half lah. So this one should be set 5 right angle. This one is the height. And this one is set 2 divided by 2. Okay. So let's use the Pythagoras theorem now. So set 5 square equals to height squared plus width set 2 over 2 square. So we have to solve for h. So let's switch the side first. H square to here, set 5 square to here. H square equals to this one, set 2 over 2 square minus set 5 square. Okay, we know that if they're square root and the square sign means that they can cancel out each other. So h square, this one is minus 5 lah. Okay, this one, if a over b square, this one is actually a square over b square. So set 2 square, you get 2 over 2 square is actually 4. So h square is equals to, when you simplify it, 1 over 2 minus 5. So h square is okay, sorry. This one should be like that. Because we need to remain it the h square as positive. So we cannot move the h square. We move this one to the other side. So set 5 square is actually 5 ma. And then plus with this one, if we square it, so it will become 2 over 4 equals to h square. Okay, so this one is 5 plus actually 1 over 2 lah. So this one you should get 11 over 2 equals to h square. So to remove the square, we have to square root the other side lah. So this one 11 over 2 equals to h. H is, okay, this one set 11 over set 2. And then we have to make it the simplest set form. Means we have to rationalize it. So this one we have to multiply it with the denominator, because we have to remove the set or the square root in the denominator lah. So times set 2 over set 2. So set 2 times 11, you should get set 22 over 2 as your final answer. Okay, this should be your last question. So they ask you to find the area. Okay, area of triangle. Is always 1 over 2 multiply with base multiply with height. The base here should be set 2 lor. So 1 over 2 multiply with set 2. The height is here. So set 22 over 2. So let's see. Set 2 over 2. multiply with 22 over 2. So set 2 times this one, you get set 44 lah, over 4. So we can actually pull out the 4 because set 44 is actually set 4 times set 11. So set 4, set 11 over 4. Set 4 is actually 2. 2 and 4 can be simplified lah to get set 11 over 2. Okay, remember to write down the unit cm square as your final answer. This one also cm lah. Okay, so that's all for this chapter lah. Because if not mistaken, number 1 to number 7 we already did one. We already finished doing before the revision for your last exam. So that's all for today.